What is going on? Welcome to the Risen Fallen podcast. I am your host, Mark Henriksen. If you're brand new to this show, then what you can expect is open and authentic conversations about things like mental health and self-development and how to get your life moving in the right direction. If you're not feeling good about where you are right now, then at least having the confidence knowing that you are getting one step closer every single day. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're not new to the show, then thanks for coming back. Thanks for returning and supporting the idea, supporting the notion of making yourself 1% better every single day, and along the way, lifting other people up as well. Happy Monday morning. I hope that you guys are doing well. I'm doing well today. It is actually Saturday or Sunday evening. It's Sunday evening right now, and I'm just chilling out, recording this. Teddy's sitting on the couch over there, chilling out, just looking at me as I record this. I think that she's trying to talk to me, but I can't really hear. Okay, she's just staring at me. But hope that you guys are doing well. I'm doing pretty well. The last little week here was a little bit stressful, a little bit, kind of just annoying to deal with. There was a lot of little things that I had to deal with from work and dealing with, little odds and ends, tying off loose ends. And then the sale of my old truck, and then getting trying to hunt down and find the next vehicle that I'd use as a work truck for the next couple of years. And so just navigating the whole, selling my vehicle so I could get a little bit more cash, liquidity, and then trying to find a new vehicle, all while trying to obviously get as many hours of work done as possible every single day. And then also trying to balance that with being able to relax and rest and recover and create kind of some sort of longevity for myself in terms of, I don't want to burn out. I don't want to get exhausted. I don't want to get a little bit, in over my head. And so, I just kind of find that when we get through these kind of stressful seasons, and that was kind of what the last episode was about, was just kind of navigating these difficult or stressful, dark times in our lives. But I think that this can happen just kind of on a micro scale as well, in terms of just any time that our routines get broken, any times that we find ourselves feeling kind of like that, oh, I just kind of need to figure my shit out. Maybe I'll, tomorrow will be a better day. Tomorrow will be a better, next weekend will be better. Next week will be better. We always have these kind of unforeseen circumstances that enter into our lives that kind of throw a little monkey wrench into our plans and change the circumstances that we're dealing with. There's always going to be times that, things don't go as expected. Whether you're getting a new job, you're getting a new vehicle, you're getting maybe you're injured and you have to adapt and you have to change things in your life. Maybe your income changes, maybe it grows, and you upgrade where you live, and you have to kind of figure things out geographically, how long is my commute to work going to be? How long, how often am I going to be able to see my friends? Maybe your income drops for a little bit of your life. Maybe it drops for a season or two, and you got to reestablish and reevaluate how you're going to spend your money. I think you kind of get the point of where I'm going with this is there's always going to be circumstances that change in your life. There's always going to be new things you're going to have to adapt to, new things that you're going to have to adjust. And I think that especially if you're somebody like me who's very much a creature of habit, somebody who's, I operate the best when I have a routine, a set routine for myself. And I get a little bit anxious and confused and disoriented if things change too quickly, or if I, can't make a plan for myself, or if things don't go according to the plan. And I've had to kind of start to realize that, the more we are going to adapt and overcome and, really just get past these things and then be able to help other people when they get past these things, is understanding that, everything in this world is cyclical. Everything in this world does change all the time. There's nothing in this world that's constant other than the fact that nothing is constant. And so this idea that we, can control every single little thing is just it's too far-fetched. It doesn't make any sense. It's as woo-woo, it's as crazy as people that think that, just by thinking or manifesting something, it's going to come true. It's just as crazy as that, to think that you could control everything in this world, or that everything will always remain the same way that it is right now. Just because it is the way that it is right now doesn't mean that's how it's always going to be. And so, does that mean you obviously should throw away like all your plans and all your routines and how you plan for the future? Obviously, like that would be fucking stupid to do as well. Like you need to have some sort of rigidity, you need to have some sort of structure. But I guess just understanding that there's always going to be things that are going to change in your life, and unforeseen circumstances, and you need to be able to have a plan, obviously, but to be able to pivot that plan or adapt that plan to the circumstances that change, or anything in your life that changes. Like I said, whether that be your where you live, what you do for work, how you get to work, or how, like, whatever that could be. And just to do your best to stay as present as possible in the moment. I think that a lot of the times when we find ourselves dealing with stressful times in our lives, dealing with, things to overcome, like it could just be something as, simple as, selling a vehicle or buying a vehicle. And I say simple, even though it stressed me out and pissed me off over the last little week and a bit here. It is simple. It is something like, it's like, if that's your biggest like stress in your life, or a big sore spot in your life, something that causes you a significant amount of stress, or, even just like kind of, I guess a better way to say it is like consumes the majority of your thoughts. Like that's pretty good. Like a lot of the times that, our biggest complaints in life, when we sit and we think about what we complain to our friends and our partners about, it's kind of like, we're pretty blessed if that's the thing that we're complaining about. And so the idea of like just being able to stay present and be able to, see that there's always going to be these stressful times that we can't predict, that we can't see coming. And I think that I can really only speak for myself, but I think that I know I don't want to be known as the person that like kind of doesn't treat their partner well, or doesn't treat their friends well, or doesn't, become self-centered or focus just solely on themselves when life gets difficult for them. And that's something that I've had to reflect on recently about, how we would like to, I guess, if we can't think about, how we want to behave, I guess an interesting way to think about it is how you would like to think people think of you when you are going through these situations, if that makes sense. It's kind of like, I wouldn't want to be remembered as the guy that kind of just like is easily stressed out, or takes it out on his friends or family members when he's going through something difficult. And so when things like that or stressful times in my life happen, then I have to be aware of that, of like, yeah, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that person. And so, if I am, then I'm going to have to take accountability for that and apologize for that and try my best to improve. But, it's something to think about, like how you want to be. If you can't think about how you want to act or how you want to behave, I guess a better way to do it is to reflect on how you would like to be remembered for how you behave, or how you think, or how you react to things, and apply that mindfulness when it comes to not just your decision making, but your reactions. And obviously, I don't know why I just said obviously so weird, but obviously, we're not going to be able to control every single one of our reactions. We're not going to, we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. We're not perfect. And, we're going to make mistakes. We're going to, react poorly sometimes, or we're going to just behave childish or stupid or whatever it could be. Like, yeah, it happens to all of us, but just being mindful of that. And I think it's not about being perfect and about, not making these mistakes, but it's more about, shortening the period of time between when you make the mistake and when you realize that it's a mistake. And so, yeah, I think that's kind of a good place to think about that, or a good thing to a good way to think about that. And so I guess yeah, just reflect on those times that we're going to go through these times. Maybe you're going through something like this right now, or maybe you just went through something and you're able to reflect on it in the the near past, or maybe it's in the distant past, or I don't know how you measure time, but how you've overcome or gone through stressful situations in your life, things that kind of just annoyed you or took you, kind of took the edge, out of your sharpness, if that makes sense. The sharpness out of your, how you feel about yourself and how you behaved. And I guess kind of maybe just reflect on, you could think about it in the future sense as well, of like, if you're going to, if you're going to encounter similar things like this in the future, or if you're going to maybe even the same problem in the future, how you're going to react. Like the next time your vehicle breaks down, or the next time you get into a car accident, or the next time you have a frustration with somebody at work, whether that be a customer, a coworker, or your boss, or whatever it could be, how do you want to react to that? You could think about that something as simple as, some people don't even get along with their fucking parents or their siblings, or, who they live with. And if you think about it, like, you can think about the stressful times of like, okay, when last time I went through something stressful, I took it out on my partner. Or last time I went through something with my partner, I didn't treat them as well as I wanted to. Or, I think that stress arguably kind of changes how we act and how we behave. And I say arguably because I think a lot of people would strongly agree with that. But I think that there's also this small percentage of people that can just navigate that well and not, take it out on the people around them. And I think that not all of us can be like that all the time, but I think that we can all strive to be a little bit more like that. And just kind of embrace embrace the uncertainty of life and the roller coaster that we're on, and understand that if you're somebody like me that likes to have rigidity and plans and purpose and routines set up, understand you're going to have to adapt, and you're going to have to pivot and change things and alter things based on things that you can't always foresee. You're going to have to stay on your toes and be able to pivot that. And if you're somebody that's, just kind of free floating and flying by the seat of your pants, then, maybe you're going to have to ground yourself a little bit more, or you'll just kind of just be floating around when the winds blow in a different direction, if that metaphor makes sense. And so, on that note, I think that's a beautiful place to wrap this up. My brain's getting a little bit of stupidity floating around, a little bit more saturation of that. And I think I'm starting to make some metaphors that don't make sense. And so I'll wrap it up here. I think that you guys kind of get the gist of what I'm trying to say today. Life is uncertain as fuck. And so if you think that you can plan for everything, then you're probably wrong. But if you think that that means that you don't have to plan for anything, you're also wrong. And so if that makes sense, I hope it helps you. See you guys on Thursday. Much love. Peace out. Love you all. And bye.